I don't have the recommendations for the add on the probation.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Let's see, courtroom 2, just let me know when you're ready to proceed.
Ready, Your Honor. We can start with the people we have in the courtroom.
Okay. Ms. Strong,
We can
this
just-
calendar only goes to position 37.
Just Kim talk to you guys, right?
It looks like the rest are waivers, that's fine.
He's fine, we can do him or whatever, or Miss Kim, whichever's easiest for you, but I just want to make sure she's with me.
I'm good.
First. Judge, we can start with positions 12 and 13 whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. You can take that off. Thank you. And this is going to be a negotiated plea. Good morning, Mr. White.
That's correct, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Grubbs. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sir.
All right, you can place your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Grubbs. Good morning, Ms. Fall.
Good morning, Your Honor. On the position 12 with Mr. Grubbs, on the charge of fare evasion, time served 30 days, credit for time served 15 days. That's from April 15th, 2025 until today. On the willful obstruction, count 2, 12 months concurrent with count 5, balance probated, and a $300 fine. Count 3, giving false information.
Am I missing Ms. Fall, position 12? I have loitering and prowling.
Oh, my apologies. I was on Roderick Gibbs. I thought we said Gibbs, not Grubbs. My apologies.
No, no
On
problem. Let
Lord-
me just make sure. This is Mr. Grubbs, right?
That is correct, Judge.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
Apologies. I heard, for some reason, I heard Gibbs. So position 12, Lawrence Grubbs, loitering and prowling, 12 months, served 60 days, credit for time served 10 days. From September 14th to September 23rd. I did put an asterisk in there because the defendant was in ACDC. I was able to verify that. So that will need to go to the jail. So they have verification of it too. Balance probated, stay away from Paramount Condos. That's located at 3445 Stratford Road, Northeast in Atlanta, and an anti-theft course. Position number 13 on the criminal trespass, count 1. 12 months, served 90 days, credit for time served 17 days. That's from April 9th, 2025 until today. Concurrent with the previous case, balance probated, 40 hours of community service, an anti-theft course that can be satisfied on both cases by the completion of one course, and stay away from Phipps Plaza, located at 3500 Peachtree Road in Atlanta. On count 2, 60 days, credit for time served 17 days. We will be entering a null process to count 3. The state does ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea. That's all for the state.
Mr. White.
Your Honor, we do stipulate for the purpose of the plea. And Judge, we just asked that probation terminate. We're going to non-reporting once he completes all of his requirements. And there is an issue. He says he's been in 20 days, so I'll speak with him as soon as we're done, and if we can verify that, we'll get that to you.
And Your Honor, due to the defendant's previous history, we would object to any non-reporting or termination.
Okay. And Could he benefit from a social worker visit to assist with housing, Mr. White?
I don't believe housing is issue. There are other issues that this court is not able to provide.
Okay, thank you. If nothing further, Mr. Grubbs, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 002121Y, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling, and in case 25 CR 002122Y, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and possession and use of drug-related objects. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Morrow.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by Mr. White. Are you happy with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Grubbs. When you complete the probation requirements, I'll have it go to a non-reporting status. Good luck to you, Mr. Grubbs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, next, Judge, we can go to position 36, Mr. Stafford. Ms. Kim's client.
Good morning, Ms. Kim. This is a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Stafford. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Stafford. Ms. Westman, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes,
The sentence in this case is 12 months, serve 30 days, and credit for time served 15 days, balance probated, an anti-theft course, 40 hours of community service, a stay away from Walgreens at 4617 Jonesboro Road in Union City. And that's for count 1. And then we would no pros count 2. And at this time, we would also ask that the defendant stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification. Thank you, Your Honor.
Kim?
Yes, we do stipulate so. We would like to request that probation to be terminated upon the completion of those classes and condition.
Okay, Mr. Stafford, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 001994Y, you wish to plead guilty to theft by taking. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
okay.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Stafford. When you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation, okay?
Okay.
You won't be on probation at all. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Next, we can do position 37, Mr. Sterling.
Also a negotiated plea, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor. This is actually non-negotiated plea. When I spoke with him, he wanted to reduce the sentence just to a little bit less than 38 days right now.
This is Tom.
Who do we have on from pretrial this morning? Ms. Washington, good morning.
Good morning.
May I have Mr. Sterling's history, please?
Yes, give me one moment.
Hold on.
While she's getting me the history, Ms. Westman, can you tell me the facts?
Honor. In this case, give me 1 second. Okay, the charges are battery, family violence, first offense. The defendant swung and hit the victim, Mrs. Tamika Sterling, in the face. The responding officer saw that Mrs. Sterling had injuries to her lip. We did speak to the victim, and she agreed with the plea, and that did state that she wanted to continue contact with the defendant. I'm sorry. And do we want to go over the history, or do you want me to go over the history?
I'm
Um,
ready, Your Honor.
Okay, yes, Ms.
There
Washington.
are a total of 12 arrest cycles. The defendant had a cruelty to children in the first felony conviction in 2024 and is currently on probation for that case in Fulton County. There appears to be prior driving history, but nothing in terms of any violence. There was an arrest in 2002 out of Henry County for battery, cruelty to the first, and obstructing a phone call. However, that case was dismissed. And a drug possession charge in the late 90s. Nothing further.
Your Honor, may I please discuss with my client a little bit? I didn't know about the probation from another case. I didn't see that when I was researching. I need to discuss about that with my client. I apologize.
Oh, no, you're fine, Ms. Kim. Let me go, since I'm in the middle of this, let me get all the information out first, Ms. Kim. So if anything else comes out, that you can also discuss that with him.
Okay.
Ms. Westman, do you have anything further for the court? I'm going to sound for, I see that we have Ms. Tamika Sterling on, and if Ms. Sterling would like to address the court, I'm going to give her that opportunity. But before I do that, anything further, Ms. Westman?
Your Honor, we are also asking for ADT, and there was a 97 DUI. I don't know if that was mentioned, along with those prior drug arrests.
And Your Honor, just to let the court know that prior cruelty to children involved the strangulation of a child.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Tamika Sterling, I see you on the line. If you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. You certainly don't have to, but if you would like to address the court, I'll need for you to activate your camera, unmute yourself, and I'll need to swear you in. Okay, does not appear that Ms. Sterling would like to address the court this morning. So Ms. Kim, let me, if nothing further from anyone, let you speak with Mr. Sterling. So can we, make
can
Mr. Sterling available? Okay, thank you.
Call the courtroom too, Your Honor.
$20.60.
Anyone else that we can take right now? No?
Oh, so, no, Your Honor, we've only got one deputy in the courtroom right now, trying to get more people in here. But
Okay.
I think we're a little short staffed, so we're working on it.
Okay. Just let me know. We'll be in recess until we have someone that's ready to go.
Hey, man. You got it?
Yeah, 4 and 5. Declare everything? Yeah.
Hello, I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out how to unmute. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ms. Sterling. Can you come on camera for me, please, ma'am?
I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on.
Okay.
Your Honor, we changed our announcement to a waiver of arraignment. I'll file the form today, Your Honor.
Okay, so in position 37, this will be a waiver. Ms. Sterling, I see you there. Good morning again. Mr. Sterling has waived arraignment. As such, his case will be returned to the division judge. You'll get notification of his next hearing date, ma'am. Same for you, Mr. Sterling. You'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck to you. You as well, Mrs.
Thank
Sterling.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else that we can
So
take?
there'll
in?
be another court date?
Yes, ma'am. His case is going to a division judge, to another judge. As such, whenever his next court date comes about, you'll get notice of that. I'll have the solicitor's office make sure that they stay in touch with you, the victim advocate, to make sure that you're notified of any hearings in the case, okay?
Okay.
All right. Have a good day, ma'am.
We can do position 41, Mr. Williams. Tyrone Williams.
Okay.
Your Honor, this one actually, we do file for a waiver of arraignment, and yet he does not have any bond right now. So we would like to argue for bond to be set. It was felony in the beginning, and then it got transferred to misdemeanor.
Okay. Ms. Strong, that's the one that I don't have. Position 41. No, I returned that to you.
Oh,
I just need to know what he's charged with.
I'm sorry. You could keep that.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Williams, good morning, sir. In position 41, he's charged with violating a family violence protective order, and on the add-on, oh, is he just? Okay, so he does not have, you're telling me he doesn't have a bond for this violating family violence protective order? Ms.
Yes,
Kim?
Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Westman, what are the facts?
Your Honor, as I understand it, as for the bond was denied by Judge Wolf, and it was a transfer to state court as stated. This is a charge of violating a family violence protective order. On November 14th of 2024, the defendant violated the terms of a temporary restraining order by going to the home of Pamela Phelps at 1250 Clearbrook Drive in Atlanta and trying to get into the house. There is a picture of him walking by. His father, the defendant's father, stopped him from entering. The restraining order was served on December 30th, 2023. It is 2023 CV 39045, and it was in effect at the time. The parties did used to live together. The victim in this case, Ms. Phelps, is the defendant's aunt. It is my understanding also that she agrees with this plea, and she is supposed to be on this call. The victim stated that the defendant needs help with his mental health. Would you like our bond recommendation at this point?
Yes, please.
Okay. $3,000 surety bond, MHET, FVIP, no further contact with the victim, Pamela Phelps, a stay away from Ms. Phelps' home at 1250 Clearbrook Drive in Atlanta.
Thank you. Ms. Washington, may I get Mr. Williams's history, please?
Yes, Your Honor, 3 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in 2019 for burglary and criminal damage to property. In the second, that case was dead docketed through the pretrial intervention program. There was a 2008 misdemeanor conviction for a DUI and a 2006 arrest for 6 counts of obstruction and simple battery against the police officer, and that was also dead docketed through the pretrial intervention program.
Your
Thank you,
Honor,
Kevin.
if I may, I don't think you said this. There's a 2019 burglary, a criminal trespass, and criminal damage to property arrest.
Yes, ma'am, I mentioned that, and
I'm
it was
sorry.
dead docketed.
I apologize. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, my client actually is very brilliant. He graduated from high school 2001. He also has a bachelor's degree in civil engineering from Georgia Tech. He also is pursuing master's degree at Clark University. The house that he was prohibited from going into is actually his grandfather's place, and auntie was not supposed to be there. She does not live there. That's not where her address was. So this is kind of like I think that's where the misunderstanding came from, and he has been in custody for more than 15 days. We would like to request for signature on bond through pretrial level 1, Your Honor. He is grieving through losing 2 children that he lost, and he's going through a lot of hardships. However, I don't think he needs MHET. He's very brilliant. He understands what's going on, and he can articulate his thoughts, and he's very logical in that sense as well.
Your Honor, Ms. Phelps is on the line here and can address whether that is her home or not.
And if we have to discuss MH issue, we would like to go to the breakout room or stop the
Okay,
live.
And I would also like to address that the restraining order that had been in effect for, I believe it was 8 months or so prior, was that addressed as well. The defendant's father knew that he wasn't supposed to be there as well. And it is my understanding that Ms. Phelps did live there, and she's nodding her head. So I'm gonna
okay, so that I understand, Ms. Westman, you're telling me that he was in the TPO at some point ordered to stay away from the 1250 Clearbrook Drive address?
That is correct. It went into effect and he was served, and the officer did confirm that on December 30th of 2023. 11 months later, while it was still in effect, is when he violated this. So he was well aware that for 11 months he was not supposed to be there, and that it was still in effect.
Thank you. Ms. Williams Phelps, good morning. I'm happy to hear from you this morning. If you'll raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, I want, if, I prefer that you not speak on any mental health issues at the present time, but any other issues that you would like to address with the court or inform the court of, please go ahead and do so.
Excuse me. Thank you. My nephew has a history of breaking into the home, of coming uninvited, unsolicited to the house. Typically, it's at 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, sitting on the front porch, beating and banging on the door. On March 22nd of this year, the day before his arrest, I went to the back door to let my dog out, and he was 2 feet away from my back door, sitting on a planter. This is behind a fenced-in backyard area that we've actually had to chain the gate on the driveway and the gate on the other side to prevent him from coming out. He has a history of breaking in. He has dismantled pieces of the gate, which is how he was able to get by the back door just last month. When I saw him there, it frightened me when I was letting my dog out. I told him then, "You're not supposed to be here." He exchanged words with me to the effect that somehow I must be on drugs and he's going to call the FBI He needs to let them know. So it's a very confrontational situation. He's my nephew. We want the best for him. We care for him. He needs help.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Williams Phelps. I appreciate you being here this morning.
Mhm.
Anything from either of the attorneys?
Your Honor, I would like to clarify that she said that he was arrested on March 23. I have record, he was actually in our custody from April 14. Can we verify how long he has been in custody?
Who are you asking
Oh,
that of, Ms. Kim?
I mean, solicitor, I guess.
You're asking how long he's been in custody right now?
Yes.
Okay. He went in on March 26th.
Okay, so he's been in jail actually March 26th too. So not only 15 days, he's been in jail almost a month, Your Honor.
Correct. Our sentence recommendation was 90 to serve 90 days with credit served for 35 days he's been in.
Got it. Your Honor, that has to be changed because the way we understood was it was only 15 days because it was filed on April 14, but he has been in custody for about 1 month, Your Honor. We would like to request for a signature on bond through pre-trial.
And Your Honor, we would object to that.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Phelps.
I also wanted to add that we actually, young Ty has been living on the back porch here prior, and we actually had to get an eviction, in which we went through that process because we've had to engage in calling the police several times to remove him from the property. It is my understanding, my observation that he does not have any place to live, that he lives outside. That's what he has said. But there is an eviction that process that we went through with Fulton County that he's been served of. So he knows that that he's not to be here.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ms. Kim, I need for him to be assessed for an MHET. So at this time, it'll be a $3,000 surety bond, no further contact with Pamela Phelps. Stay away from the Clearbrook Drive address, a social worker visit to assess for an MHET, and also for housing if necessary, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Okay, good luck to you, Mr. Williams. You as well, Ms. Phelps.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge Morrow.
Good morning, Francois. I hope you're doing well today.
Thank you. Hope you as well. I have position number 33, Ms. Shaw, and just FYI, she is cuffed to the back.
Okay, this is going to be a negotiated plea. Is that right, Mr. Haddad?
That is correct, Judge.
Morning.
Good morning, Ms. Shaw. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're doing by video. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Come a little closer for me so I can hear you. Okay, try it again. Say something for me.
I swear that
Okay.
the truth that I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Shaw. We can hear you now. Yes, Ms. Westman.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's recommendation in this case is 12 months to serve 28 days, credit for time served of 14 days, balance probated, an anti-theft course, 40 hours of community service, no further contact with Zayon Pai or the 11-year-old son, Brian Hood, or any of the rest of the Pai family, a stay away from their home at 2328 Campbellton Road, apartment Z3, Atlanta, to comply with all medications and treatment as prescribed by her doctor. And we would ask that the defendant stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification.
Judge, we so stipulate, my client, I spoke to her yesterday. She does see a doctor at least once a month and is on medication. So I told her that's part of the agreement. But other than that, Judge, I would ask the court to follow the state's recommendation. She did indicate that she does have housing, and that's not really an issue, at least as far as what she indicated to me.
Okay. Ms. Shaw, it's my understanding in case 25 CR 0000517A that you wish to plead guilty to theft by taking. Is that correct?
No, I don't want to plead guilty to theft by taking because the dog was given to me. But at the same time, if I'm going to be free, I accept it. But at the same time, this is what I'm saying. How could you expect me to, well, no, I can't stay away from that person because I also have my own side of the
Well, Judge, sounds like a not guilty to me, Judge.
Right.
That's fine. We'll just figure it out.
Have we had a social worker visit her, Mr. Haddad?
Judge, we did early on, Judge, but I'll ask, and maybe more abundant, better, just go ahead and reset it for next
I
week,
would take the plea.
and I'll follow up with the
I'm
social.
going to take it
Okay.
because I want to go home. I've been doing what my lawyer, this actually is my lawyer. My lawyer told me to stay away. That's what I've been doing. My lawyer told me to go to my doctor's appointment. That's what I've been doing. So I have to listen to my lawyer. I'm not going to not listen to what my lawyer told me.
You can, Francois, you can mute there for me for a second, please.
One night, I should have.
Okay. Mr. Haddad, if you'll have someone speak with her, please. I'll put her back on the calendar for next week. I want to verify that she does have housing that
Please take my plea. I want to go home.
Okay. So I'm not gonna allow that to happen today, Ms. Shaw. So I'm gonna reset you and I will see you next week. Okay?
And Your Honor, if I may, it's my understanding that they were neighbors in an apartment complex. I don't know if this new housing is in another apartment complex, but I just wanted to let you know that.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I would, in this case, because I handle the competency calendar, I would strongly recommend the name HET on this one.
Okay. Let's start with the social worker visit and assessing to see where we are and report back to me next week, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds
Okay?
good, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Shaw. I'll see you back next week.
No, I just needed you to touch the background.
Judge, I got position 30 and 31, Mr. Roebuck, in courtroom 2.
Okay. Ms. Kim,
Yes, Your Honor.
what are we doing with Mr. Roebuck today?
Just give me 1 second, Your Honor. Oh, I have to speak to him because when we had an interview yesterday, he was not able to make a decision. So I would like to talk to him for 1 second to let me know his decision.
Okay, so can we make Mr. Roebuck available?
I can call right now.
Mr. White is saying something.
Oh,
I can speak with him.
Sure.
See if he's made up his mind or if he has any questions, then we can move on if you want.
sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
We can go to Mr. Williams,
So
add on 1.
you talked to me about your plea offer yesterday. We just have to-
Courtroom 2 is not muted yet. May we?
Your Honor, when you finish, this is Officer Milton. When you finish with courtroom 2, can we do position 1 over here, Miss Aston?
Okay. Yes, we can do, that's your case, Mr. Dodd, is that right?
It is, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Aston. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you have to scoot up a bit for me so I can hear you.
Speak loudly. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Aston. You can place your hand down. Yes, Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation on this is going to be 12 months served 28 days, credit for time served 14 days. That will be from April 16th, 2025 until today. Balance probated, an anti-theft course, stay away from the Family Dollar located at 100 West Broad Street in Fairburn, Georgia. The state would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of this plea. We do agree to the defendant going non-reporting, but do object to termination.
Mr. Dodd?
Your Honor, we stipulate and we request the court follow the state's recommendation. I would just ask if the court can waive the first 2 months of probation fees, Judge.
Ms. Aston, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 003748E, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
Other than the medicine they gave me.
Okay, it doesn't impair your ability to communicate with me, does it?
No, sir.
Okay. You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated. To help you get on your feet, Ms. Aston, I'm going to waive the first 2 months of probation fees. And when you complete the terms of the probation, we'll go to a non-reporting status. So if you go ahead and get that anti-theft class done, you won't have to pay any fees. You'll be on non-reporting probation. Okay, so the sooner you get it done, the sooner you're not going to be on reporting probation and have to pay those fees. Okay. All right. Good luck to you, ma'am. Okay,
Your
who
Honor,
do-
position 30 to 31, Mr. Roebuck, he will plead not guilty and I will file the waiver of arraignment.
Okay, so 30 and 31, Mr. Roebuck will be a waiver.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, who do we have in courtroom? Well, where would you all like for me to go next?
We can go to add-on 1, Mr. Williams.
This is actually waiver, and yet we would like to argue for bond reduction. It was at felony court and now it is transferred to state courts.
Okay, may I get Mr. Williams's history, please, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor, 9 arrest cycles. The last arrest is from March of 2023 for simple battery family violence. And that case appears to be open in state court 23 CR 001572C. There was a 2019 arrest for a capital offense, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and other felony charges. However, that case was dismissed in Fulton County. There was a 2011 misdemeanor conviction out of DeKalb County for possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant currently has a $3,000 surety bond on the 23 CR 001527 case. That case also required him to let's see, stay away from 7460 Old Chapel and no further contact with minor JW. That was entered on March 15th of 2023 by Judge Mincy. That incident previously indicated that the defendant had struck JW, who was a minor at the time of the incident. The current bond on this newest case for harassing communications, the judge issued a $100,000 cash bond. For the stalking and family violence, there is a no bond. So that is the subject of the bond modification today. On that previous case, and I believe the reason for the very high amount of the bond was because of that capital offense the defendant previously had in 2019, where that case was then later dismissed due to an immunity hearing. On this current case, the defendant, just give me one moment, Your Honor. Sorry, I'm switching screens. Okay. As far as the most current case, this happened on February 17th of 2025. In that case, the subject of this case was driving. Miss Tamona Smith stated that she allowed her 19-year-old daughter and 11-year-old son to use her car to run an errand. The ex-boyfriend, who is the defendant, then chased the juvenile children down the roadway in his car. The victim stated that when her daughter realized the defendant was chasing their car, the daughter immediately contacted Miss Smith. The daughter stated that she called the defendant on the phone and advised him she was driving the car and not her mother. And at that point, the defendant stopped chasing the car altogether. And that's when the officers were told by Ms. Smith that she had previously had a TPO issued against the defendant. The defendant then repeatedly was calling and leaving voicemails on her phone. She stated she had blocked his number. He would then create Google numbers and call her from those numbers. The TPO was in place at the time of this incident. The victim did provide the officers with screenshots of her call logs showing repeated calls from different numbers. We went back and looked at the TPO. In the TPO that was granted to Ms. Smith, it was alleged that he called over 100 times, just constantly calling her, constantly trying to make contact with her. The house that he was driving past to chase her children down was the 7460 Old Chapel Road house, which is the house that he was told to stay away from in the March 15th, 2023 bond. Quite frankly, I am at a real loss to understand how this is not aggravated stalking given the circumstance, but the DA's office decided to send this down to our courtroom. However, there's a $3,000 surety bond that the defendant violated with these new actions. There are constant phone calls to the victim that she was able to show the police at the time of the incident. We believe this defendant, especially with his prior charges, is a very real danger to Ms. Smith, and we are asking that the bond remain as set on the harassing communications and that he receive a $10,000 surety bond on the violation of a temporary protective order. We also have indications that he has tried to call her at least 30 times from the jail. And we, can bring in the victim advocate to attest to that if Your Honor would like to hear from the victim advocate on that case, or from Ms. Tamona Smith on that issue. But the state has some very serious concerns for the safety of Ms. Tamona Smith, given this defendant's very erratic behavior and given the fact that he doesn't appear to have any regard for the bond conditions that have already been placed on him. We would like to now sound for Tamona Smith, and that's all for the state.
Ms. Falk, my calendar doesn't have a plea recommendation on it. Do you all have a recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor, we do. I actually sent that recommendation via email. It was 12 months in jail, credit for time served 69 days. On count 2, 12 months consecutive to count 1. FVIP, no further contact with Tamona Smith or any member of her family, household, in person, by phone, email, or any other method of communication. Stay away from 7460 Old Chapel in South Fulton and stay away from her workplace. We are requesting no early termination or suspension. On the add-on, the simple battery, 12 months concurrent with the previous case and no further contact with minor JW. So that would be a total of 24 months with 12 months to serve.
Thank you. Ms. Kim? I'm sorry. First, before you go, Ms. Tamona Smith, if Ms. Smith is on the line and would like to address the court, now is your opportunity. Doesn't appear so. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, this is now misdemeanor, Your Honor. It's not aggravated stalking. DA turned it down to prosecute this as a felony charge, and $100,000 for misdemeanor is extremely high. So we would like to reduce that to lower bond, $3,000 surety bond, or maximum is $3,000. He has been here in Georgia all his life, and they broke up, and he is willing to not call her, no contact. He understands he will stay away from the location. Your Honor, he's been working as a roofing, plumbing, construction worker. He does have 2 minor children that he has to pay child support every month, $300. And Your Honor, we would like to request for the lowest possible surety bond. Thank you.
And who is JW to Mr. Williams?
So that was a child who was at the house. It is not, in my understanding, it is not his child. It was actually a family friend of Miss Smith, is my understanding. It is not Miss Smith's child. It is not the defendant's child, because the victim's mother was contacted and stated she does not know the defendant well enough for the defendant to put his hands on her child.
Okay.
And I will say, on the capital case, Your Honor, that fact pattern did also involve a previous person that the defendant was in a relationship with. That person was being driven home by another man, and that man was the subject of the capital case.
And do Ms. Smith and Mr. Williams have any children together?
No.
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So for each charge, it will be a $5,000 cash bond. So for the harassing communications, a $5,000 cash bond. For the stalking, a $5,000 cash bond, makes for a total of a $10,000 cash bond. No further contact with Ms. Smith. Stay away from her residential address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Just so that I know that I've let you know, Mr. Williams, no contact means absolutely no contact. No contact. No, obviously, no personal contact, no phone contact, no internet contact, no email contact, no contact of any kind whatsoever. No contact through third parties. You can't have someone that you know contact her. All right. If you contact her in any way, this bond will be withdrawn, and you'll be right back where you are.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
This is position number 25, Ms. Parker.
Mr. Haddad, what are we doing with Ms. Parker today?
Judge, just 1 second. Ms. Parker, the recommendation from the state is time served with probation and 40 hours community service. I did not mention the community service to you yesterday. Do you still want to resolve it as a plea this morning? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said I will be released today, right?
Yes, the recommendation is time served. Thank you, Judge. At the time when I spoke to her, I was pretty confident it's going to be a time served sentence, but I did not have the recommendation.
Okay, so it's a negotiated plea?
It'll be negotiated plea.
Raise your hand. How long is probation?
Probation will be up to 12 months. I will ask the court to consider suspending, terminating, or non-reporting, okay?
Okay, anything? So let me go ahead and address Ms. Parker. Good morning, Ms. Parker. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you have to scoot up a bit for me or speak up a bit for me so that we can make sure that we can hear you, Ms. Parker. Thank you. And that was a yes? Okay. Morning, Ms. Harrison.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Good, thank you.
The state's recommendation is 12 months probation with 36 days to serve, credit for time served 18 days, which would include the 2 days she served in March, from March 27th through March 29th of 2024, and the time she's been incarcerated now from April 15th. The balance will be probated. We are asking for 40 hours of community service to be completed, a stay away from the incident location, which is 2614 Buford Highway, Atlanta, Georgia. And we have no objections to non-reporting once the terms are completed, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Haddad?
Judge, we stipulate to identity, venue, and factual basis, and I'll just ask the court to consider either non-reporting or terminating upon completion of the 40 hours community service. Well, I guess since there's a stay away, Judge, just then a non-reporting recommendation.
Okay. Ms. Parker, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 001473Y, you wish to plead guilty to dumping waste under 500 pounds or 100 cubic feet in volume. Is that correct? Okay, we can't hear you, so you're gonna have to either speak up or get closer for me. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning? Still can't hear you. You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation? You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty? Say it again. I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Parker. When you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get the community service done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation and have to pay those fees, okay?
Your Honor, the defendant also has another case, which is the FTA for this underlying charge. The case number is 25 FTA 00797. It is the next position. The state is going to enter a null process upon this underlying plea, the plea to the underlying charge.
Okay. Good luck to you, Ms. Parker.
Judge, the next case is gonna be position number 2 on the probation revocation calendar, Victoria Thomas.
Okay. Let's see, who do we have on from probation today? Is anybody from probation with me?
Yes, I have my petitions that I have is for Deshaun Johnson. How you doing? I'm sorry.
Yes, good morning, Officer Foreman. So we have position number 2, Victoria Thomas. Is anyone from probation going to present for Ms. Thomas's case?
Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Say it again for me.
I was unaware that Ms. Thomas would be here, so I will not be representing her.
Okay, can we get someone?
What's her first name?
It's Victoria, Victoria Thomas. Do you need the case number?
Yes, could you just give me 1 second?
Okay,
And I guess, Judge, I can wait. I can put a couple things on the record, but I'll just wait.
okay.
Can I have that case number?
It is 20 CR 001885.
Yeah, I'm not finding her in my system. I would have to come back to her if you wanted me to represent her,
Did you need the booking number?
please.
Booking number is 250-6525. Did you get it?
I'm just looking. Give me 1 second.
Judge, you can do the case, the next case in courtroom too, if you like,
Okay,
while we're
thank you.
waiting.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Two positions, 18 and 19, Mr. Leverett.
This is a negotiated plea, Mr. White. You all are on mute there in courtroom 2 for me.
Sorry, Judge. Yes, this is a plea.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Leverett. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down, Mr. Leverett. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Harrison.
Yes, Your Honor, the state's recommendation for count 1, which is giving false information to a law enforcement officer, is time served with 36 days. I'm sorry, served 36 days, time served with credit for 18 days, which would include the period between February 15th through February 18th and April 16th of 2025. The defendant does have another case, which is a FTA for this underlying charge. We're going to null process that case upon this plea to the underlying charge. And the state asks that the defendant stipulates to venue, factual basis, and identification venue.
Anything further, Mr. White? You all are on mute again.
So stipulated, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Leverett, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 000823C, you wish to plead guilty to giving false information to law enforcement. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Leverett. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. Good luck.
Thank you.
Judge, are we ready for position number 2, probation revocation?
Officer Foreman, have you gathered what you need to gather?
No, I didn't get that calendar, so Miss Allen is actually in the process of getting that together. If you wanted to come back to her.
Okay, so we're gonna have to wait on Miss Thomas until Miss Officer Allen gets with us.
And-
Your
I'm
Honor,
prepared for Deshaun Johnson whenever you guys get to him.
Miss Westman?
thank you, Your Honor. I have a victim on the Zoom call in a case that I believe if there was a waiver on, Mr. Thompson, position number 38. I just wanted to ask the defense attorney, it's Miss Kim.
Yes.
Is that in fact a waiver?
Yes, it is waiver.
Okay, thank you. Miss Emily Sneed, you can be dismissed from court. That case is not going to be heard today. Arraignment, it's been waived. His appearance has been waived.
Okay, thank you. Will
you.
I know what day it's gonna get moved to?
The case is
Our
going to be.
Our
the case
victim
will be-
witness, sorry, Judge, go ahead.
The case will be returned to the division judge, Ms. Sneed. If you'll stay in touch with the solicitor's office and the victim advocate, they'll make sure that you have notification of that next hearing date, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Judge.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, very briefly, this position 21, Mr. McCrary, we do not have an offer for him. I don't know if one is coming, forthcoming from Ms. Falk. If it is, have it placed in the chat would be great. Also, additionally, while we're waiting, I have a couple of announcements on a couple that I need to speak with.
So let's get the answer to your first question first, Mr. White, so that we can. Ms. Falk, did you hear the question?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'm going back to look at that one. Our GCIC was down when we tried to run it the first time, so I'm going to go back and look. Like they do have a updated GCIC, so I will be able to send that recommendation shortly.
Okay, thank you.
So give me about 5 minutes, Mr. White, please.
No worries.
Thank
Okay.
you.
And your other announcements, Mr. White?
Yes, position 17. That one is going to be a waiver this morning, not guilty.
Okay, position 17.
And positions 15 and 16. Mr. Hunt, we're asking to reset that to 527. He has his violation of probation hearing on the Friday before that. That was the closest day we could get him, but we
Okay.
concerns about him entering a plea for that.
So Mr. Hunt's cases 15 and 16 will be reset till May 27.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. Any other announcements?
Yes, I do have an announcement for position 41, Tyrion Williams. That's the way he wants to pronounce his name. He's a social worker actually had a visit with him while he was there at the court, and she recommended to put his reset to competency calendar. So it will be next Thursday, Your Honor, 11 a.m.
Okay, so Tyrone what or
It's Tyron Williams.
Tyron Williams.
He wants it to be pronounced as Williams.
Okay. And that's position 41?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So we'll need to reset that to a competency calendar. Let me get the next available competency calendar.
Next Thursday, the 8th.
Thursday, the 8th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, may I make one announcement?
Yes, Mr. Dunn.
Your Honor, on position number 14, Linda Hinton, she was released yesterday. She was granted some kind of a bond. I guess she went in front of the division judge and she was released.
Okay. So Ms. Hinton's been released. Yes.
Okay, so 41 is the one that we use in the minute bond, correct? Is that not 41?
Yes.
And so that's the one that's being reset to conference.
Yes.
Okay.
And Ms. Falk, also while we're waiting, I forgot to mention on position 21, the alleged victim is deceased.
All right. We will. Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
No problem.
And do we have any? I know this is a big ask. Do we have any like documentation of that or?
I found out this morning.
Okay, I'll see what I can find. Thank you.
No worries.
Your Honor, I'm ready for Ms. Thomas whenever you're ready.
Okay. Is Crenshaw position number 4 in courtroom 2, or will he?
Crenshaw, I don't believe. Crenshaw was released.
So position 4 has been released? Okay, thank you.
Looks like we lost courtroom two. I mean, not courtroom two, the ACDC judge.
I have position 7 through 10, Mr. Garvey right here, if we want to do him.
Okay,
That's
thank you.
That's mine in negotiated plea, Judge.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Garvey. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Garvey. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. On position number 7, we're on William Garvey, correct?
Correct, yes.
Position number 7, the loitering and prowling is 12 months served 60 days, credit for time served 22 days. That is from January 1st to January 4th of 2025. April 2022 to today, balance probated, stay away from 342 Glenwood Avenue Southeast. No further contact with Bradley Bloodworth. On count 2, we are asking for 12 months to be concurrent with count 1. Position 8, the failure to appear, we are asking for a null pros on that upon the acceptance of this plea. That's all for the state. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of this plea.
He's also 9 and 10.
My apologies. Position 9 will also be a null pros upon the acceptance of the plea. And then position 10, the willful obstruction, is going to be 12 months consecutive to count 2, a $300 fine on count 2. The PI offense, 12 months served, 120 days, credit for time served, 27 days. Balance probated, MHET, no further contact with Aaliyah Nix and stay away from her home and her workplace. And count 3 is null prost. We would like to sound for Miss Aaliyah Nix at this time, and we do still ask for the 3 stipulation.
If Ms. Nix is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Mr. White?
Your Honor, we stipulate for the purposes of the plea, we just ask for probation, terminate or at least go non-reporting since there will be, it's a total of 22 months of probation, at least after the first year. He understands he has another 33 days in jail, I'm sorry. And then nearly 2 years of probation, so.
Okay, and once he gets, go ahead, Ms. Falk.
Your Honor, just given the nature of the charges, we do object to early termination on this.
Okay, does he have a place to reside once he gets out, Mr. White?
I believe so, Judge. He does.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Garvey, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 000016E, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling and criminal trespass. And in case 24 CR 008275E, you wish to plead guilty to willful obstruction of law enforcement and one other misdemeanor offense. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I am going to accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Garvey. I'll waive the first 3 months of the probation fees to help you once you get out to get a job and get back on your feet, okay? You're gonna be on probation for the entire time, so on reporting probation, but I'll help you out on the front end, okay?
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, Mr. Garvey.
All right.
Judge, next I have, position number 32, Ms. Riles, Veronica.
Okay. Mr. Dodd, that's going to be a negotiated plea.
It is, Judge.
Good morning, Ms. Riles. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. Good morning, ma'am. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Westman?
Thank you, Your Honor. On count one, it will be 12 months probation to serve 90 days, credit for time served 11 days, balance probated. Concurrent with count three, stay away from the smoke shop located at 907 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, Atlanta. Count two is 12 months probation, 90 days, credit for time served 11 days, balance probated concurrent with count three, and 12 weeks of anger management. For count three, 12 months probation, 90 days to serve, credit for time served 11 days, balance probated, again, a stay away from the smoke shop located at 907 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, Atlanta, and an MHET. And we would ask the defendant to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification. That's all at this time for the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Dodd?
Your Honor, we stipulate, for purposes of the plea, I did explain to Ms. Rawls that she has about 34 days remaining before her release. I will be having a social worker come out to see her, make sure that everything's good to go for release. She did provide me an address, but I just want to make sure that she's got everything she needs, Judge. But other than that, we are ready to proceed with the plea.
What is she currently on probation for?
Judge, I'll look it up real quick. And my request was if the court consider.
Sorry, I can tell you, but I don't want to interrupt you, Mr. Haddad.
Oh, go ahead.
The defendant's on probation under 23 CR 005752D.
For what charge?
Let me just pull that up on my other screen, Judge. I apologize.
Judge, that charges us shoplifting and a couple of counts of obstruction. She entered a plea at state all purpose back in October of 2024. And I would just ask the court to just, revoke the 90 days and to run it concurrent. This way she only really has that one probation, Judge, with the credit for the jail time that she's been in.
Okay. I'm gonna have to hear from probation regarding that. So if they want to have a hearing at a later time, I'm happy to do that. But as far as today goes, I just want to make sure that once she gets out, we're not setting her up for failure, Mr. Haddad, and that she does have a place to go and that she is going to be able to. Does she have the ability to work?
Your Honor, she does. No. She does receive limited income, and I was going to ask the court to waive any probation fees. She indicated that she does receive essentially SSI. She's done work off and on all over, but I don't believe there's anything just consistent. She has, of course, has some issues. I believe the court handled the first appearance at SEA and had recommended a social worker. We went out once, but again, in light of the jail time recommended by the state, we knew we had another 30 days to get things squared for her, Judge.
Mr. Dodd, since she's still gonna be in for a while, just to give you all the opportunity to, again, I don't want to set her up for failure. I want to make sure that once she, that if we can do it on the front end, that we go ahead and get that done. To maybe see if you can contact someone, or something of that nature so that, once she does get out, that I know that she has a place to go and that she's supported in some kind of way.
And that's, and I apologize, Judge, that I agree, the court is 100% correct. I would just ask to reset it perhaps for 2 or 3 weeks, Judge. She's not
Okay,
getting out. That should give us enough time to, at least for me to present to the court, here's the plan. And of course, at that time, the court can accept or reject the, whatever negotiations we've had.
okay, I agree with that. Since she's gonna be in that amount of time, why don't we reset it for 2 weeks? That will also give us enough time. Maybe we can have the probation revocation or the probation case on that same day, so we can handle everything at one time. Is that
That works, Judge. Thank you.
okay? So let's make sure that, so we'll reset it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, hopefully will give you some more time to get that done for the court. And Ms. Strong, can we make sure that that we have the probation on that same day in 2 weeks? Okay.
That'll be the 13th.
Okay, that's gonna be the reset for the 13th then, 5/13.
Thank you, Judge. And Ms. Rawls, we'll be in touch, okay? Thank you, Judge.
Okay, all right, I'll see you back again, Ms. Rawls.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, are we ready for that probation case that's at ACDC?
You go ahead. I get you.
I don't really think about that.
Okay, Officer Foreman, are you with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you able to come on camera for me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Ms. Thomas. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar. Let's see. Yes, Officer Foreman.
Ms. Thomas was in front of the judge on June the 20th, 2023 for the charge of battery. She was sentenced to 12 months probation. She was ordered to stay away from the victim, will have no further contact with the victim, and do an 8-week anger management program. She did not complete either, but her probation actually expired in the middle of her being locked up, so her probation is expired.
Who's representing Ms. Thomas?
Judge, I am, and that was going to be my argument. She missed, so if we can get that removed, she does have a failure to appear on a felony charge that's keeping her, Judge. And she's got court, I believe, I just wrote it down somewhere. I think it's next week, Judge, on the 8th.
Okay, so on this matter, she can handle that at a later date. As far as this battery, the time has expired. Good luck to you, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Judge. And if I'm assuming probation's gonna submit the paperwork so we can have that charge.
Yes, I'm gonna send the warrant dismissal over in just a second, as well as the petition.
Thank you, Mr. Foreman.
No problem.
Your client Ms. Thomas has a question for you, Mr. Dodd.
I'd be happy to, I think she wants to talk about the felony charge, Judge. Ms. Thomas, I'll talk to you on the phone if Ms. Francois has time. I'd be happy to take a call for her, Judge, from her.
He said that. We'll give you a call, Mr. Haddad.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. If you can put your number in the chat for me, please.
I will do it right now.
I have probation. And it's no more position on probation calendar.
Okay, this is Deshaun Johnson, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Johnson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar. Officer Foreman, where are we with Mr. Johnson?
Mr. Johnson was in front of the judge on April the 6th, 2024 for shoplifting. He was sentenced to 12 months probation, 40 hours community service in order to do a shoplifting course. He did complete the community service. He just did not enroll in the shoplifting. He has 81 days left, and probation suggested his case be closed unsuccessfully in time served. And then we do have another case that needs to be seen, Your Honor. If I could read out the case number to you.
The case that I have on my calendar is disorderly conduct and criminal trespass.
Okay, that's the one I was just going to read to you. So I have both of those cases that need to be seen. The one that you have, he has 74 days left. And we request that both of those actually be closed unsuccessful in time served.
Okay, so on our calendar, Ms. Strong, do you need anything for that theft by shoplifting?
I just don't have the case number, so I.
Okay, so we don't have the theft by shoplifting, Officer Foreman. Can you give me that case number? You're on mute there, Officer Foreman.
Oh, can you hear me now? I'm sorry. It's 20CR005723, C as in cat.
Okay, so the recommendation on the theft by shoplifting as well as the disorderly conduct and criminal trespass would be time served with an unsuccessful completion.
Yes, sir.
Mr. White?
Your Honor, Mr. Johnson accepts that. No argument.
Okay. The court accepts probation's recommendation. Good luck to you, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's something else.
Oh, that's good.
Probation.
Are we ready for position 21, Mr. McCrary?
If Ms. Falk has had enough time.
Your Honor, am I free to go?
Yes, have a good rest of your day, Officer Foreman.
Thank
I
you.
did email it to PD White. I can also put it in the chat if it would just be faster. Or I can just announce it on the record.
That, whatever.
Why don't you just put it on the record?
Fair
Ms.
enough.
Falk?
So the state's recommendation is 12 months served, 44 days, credit for time served, 22 days, 12 weeks of anger management, stay away from 1419 Rome Drive Northwest in Atlanta, and no further contact with Samuel Towns. PD White, I understand that you said he's deceased, but since I don't have the ability to look into that and verify that at this moment, this is just in case he is not. And he will be able, I am agreeable to non-reporting upon completion of the anger management condition.
If I could have just 1 minute, please, Judge.
Of course.
Right. While he's talking, Ms. Falk, are you amending this charge, Ms. Falk?
So, Your Honor, they were roommates. The defendant doesn't have anything on his history since this incident in 2020. It is within Your Honor's ability to give something different than deviate from FEIP, and we are agreeable to that deviation.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
I'm sorry, we discussing this case or a different one?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just explaining why I'm not asking for FEIP.
Okay. And Judge, actually, I hate for him to enter a plea at this point. I believe what he's told me. What I would ask, this is a 5-year-old case at this point that he'd be released on a signature bond. This was a pandemic case. He said he came back to court a couple times during the pandemic, but nothing, they couldn't do anything. So we'd ask that he be allowed to sign his own bond. And in the meantime, this could probably, death certificate could be, or obituary or something be found, but.
And in Your Honor, the state's only objection to this is 1, it was an FTA. 2, the change in the law from last year does not legally allow us to do a signature bond through the jail. It is one of the bail restricted offenses. So it would have to be through pretrial services or as a surety bond, but it could not be through the jail.
Okay.
Your Honor, the other option is we could reset this 2 days, which would allow the state to ascertain the status of the victim.
I don't want to keep him in jail if he's, if he can get out, if he doesn't have anything else holding him. Does he have anything else holding him, Mr. White, to your knowledge?
Not that I'm aware of, Judge.
He does not.
Okay, so it will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from the incident location, no further contact with the alleged victim, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. If you all do get that death certificate and null process forthcoming, why don't you just go ahead and get that done as soon as you can and get it to me. I'll get it signed if that's the case, if that's what you all choose to do. I say that to say that I'm happy to continue on this case without it having to go in front of another judge, if that's what you all would like for me to do. Okay?
We're good with that, Judge. I mean,
Yes, Your Honor.
obviously, yes.
Is that complete? Did we miss anyone? I don't think so. That's everyone, right?
That's correct, Judge. Okay.
Okay. So whenever you're ready, Ms. Strong. Okay.
Position number 1 is a plea. Position number 2 is null pros. 3 is null pros. 4 was released. 5 and 6 are reset for next Tuesday's SAP calendar. 7 was a plea. 8 is null pros. 9 is null pros. 10 is a plea. 11 waived arraignment. 12 was a plea. 13 was a plea. 14 was released. 15 and 16 are being reset to May 27th SAP calendar. 17 was waived arraignment. 18 was a plea. 19 was null pros. 20 is a transfer. Has the transfer order already been completed?
It has not. We're asking for a reset 1 week to allow the DA's office an opportunity to respond.
Okay. 21 is an amended bond, $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 22 is reset for May 13th SAP calendar. 23 is reset for May 6th SAP calendar, next Tuesday. 24 waived arraignment. 25 was a plea. 26 was non-pros. 27 and 28 are reset for next Tuesday's SAP calendar. 29 was released. 30 and 31 are waived arraignment. 32 is reset for May the 13th SAP calendar. 33 is reset for next Tuesday's SAP calendar with the social worker visit. 34 and 35 are waived arraignment. 36 was a plea. 37 waived arraignment. 38 was also waived arraignment. 39 and 40 are null pros. 41 was an amended bond with a $3,000 surety bond. And on the add-on calendar, position number 1 was an amended bond to a $10,000 cash bond.
And Ms. Strong, I believe that on 41 that has been reset to the competency calendar.
I did know that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
And I'm sorry, and if the other solicitors could forward me the non-cross orders, please, I'm in the courtroom with the judge. Thank you.
And attorneys, if when you forward the null cross orders, please CC me on them so I know that they've been received because those are holding the defendant in jail until they are signed and sent to the jail.
all right, so thank everyone. Nothing further. I will see you all next Tuesday. Y'all have a good rest of your week.
Thank you.
You too.